Hi guys, it's Henry from Investments for Expats. If you haven't come across it before, we've got over 1,000 blogs of cross-border wealth management. So today I want to quickly go over in 2 minutes my best buy as of June 2024 for the long-term investment horizon. This is Pacific Horizon Trust. Specifically, why I like this is because it's a close-end investment or an investment trust structure. You can actually buy it at a discount. If you go down here, you can see the discounts at near 10%. But more importantly, if you look at the holdings of it, so a lot of people may have been in kind of US equities as of late and may have had significant gains if you've been heavily weighted in the technology sector or just even in the S&P 500 due to the weightings. Now, you may be looking at where to position those weightings now. You may have sold off some of the gains, or you may have been in money markets and be looking to go for more adventurous after you've got your kind of 5% after a year. I particularly like this just because of the weightings it's got, and also because, like I said before, it does have a 10% discount. If you look at the equities holdings it's got 29% of India. Talked about India a lot in the blogs. We think it's great from a macro perspective, but if you look at the stocks, they are looking overvalued. So you do want to be quite selective in those areas. Chinese equities and Chinese A shares, looking at a very different macro perspective from India. Again, I'm still relatively bullish personally on the macro on China. I think it does have a lot of, particularly internally. You look at the growth; it's still 5%. You look at how it's transitioning from more of a manufacturing to an innovative economy. Look at the kind of sanctions that Europeans, the Canadians, just recently have got to put on the automotive sector in in for Chinese automobiles. It just shows that it's really going into an innovative sector. So I'm still bullish on selective Chinese equities, particularly in the tech sector. Again, it can be quite subjective on that. Further down the chain, if you look at the weighting Korean equities, again, like Samsung Electronic, for those that may want to diversify out of US tech, Korean developed markets, same with TSMC in Taiwan. Again, great markets to be in. They do have that tech element to it. Further down, we've talked about this a lot from a macro perspective. One that I do actually think is value in the equity space, potentially a bit more of a frontier market. It's obviously not got the size of India, but that is Vietnam. Vietnamese equity is actually looking somewhat value right now. And also you've got the growth potential in Vietnam as well. So this is why my best buy for now is the Pacific Horizon Trust. It's also done by a large fund manager by Bailey Gifford. Have a track record. If you look at the metrics here, hasn't actually done very well on the alpha performance on over the 3 years, but over the year comes in quite positive. It does have a high beta, so take that in mind if you're looking for something quite stable. This may not be for you. Obviously, even in the Asia Pacific region, that's quite risk orientated as it is. So, I hope you found this useful. Hopefully, you can kind of integrate it somewhat into your portfolios and look to potentially having a bit more informed decision. If you have got any questions, please feel free to email me at info@investmentforexperts.com.